All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Let me know how it sounds, how it looks. I'm having a bit of a problem with the internet, so if it goes out, I'll probably start up the stream again. If not, and if it still gives me shit, I'll just cancel it and push it to another night. But thank you for joining me as per usual. Thank you guys for the 5x5. Ken, Dobie, Christian, WTC, The Forgiving Wretch. That's a new one. Prep Rebel, thank you for the 5x5, guys. Carrie, Big Chase, Simpler, Groundhog, Bob, Paul F. Thank you. Vision, thank you. Jerry, Landfill, Mr. Landfill, sorry. Adriana, Iowa Viking, 5x5, 100. Very good. Christopher, thank you for the 5x5. Oh, boy. I tell you, fucking technology, man. You think it would be better. Graft Branch Homestead, the L Rocker, thank you for the 5x5. JC Fixer, M. Lubbert, Valley Parks, Keith, Not Squared to Prepare, nice one. Tracy, Vet Prep, Oshnek Prepper, I can never pronounce your name wrong. Reaching Cold Mountain before you, thank you for the 4x4. Shadow Prepper, Marco, Digital, Trey, VA Recycler, Virginia Recycler, thank you. Charlie, Christopher, thank you for the 5x5, guys. And if I missed anybody, I appreciate it. Michael, thank you for the 5x5. In Namnit, I'm pretty sure I fucked that up. 5x5 just means loud and clear. Pinball, thank you for joining us. Couch Potato, thank you for the 5x5. He said 25. Cat Lady, thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. And again, sorry for being late. I was ready to fucking body slam this fucking whole internet system I got here. Smoking Swamp, Slim Shady, thank you for the 4x4. And 3x19, thank you, Mr. Brass Knuckles. Lori, thank you for the 25. And Mary Holland, she said you're good. Appreciate it. So, tonight, guys, it's... As per usual, there's always some shit creeping up around us or about us or coming up in our direction hard and fast. But I have to say, guys, we have to be super fucking careful about this thing that I know, guys, I know we want to fuck the system. We don't want to listen to the system. We want to be like, fuck those people. But we got to be careful if there's another event coming around, right? And a lot of us on here will say that the next man-made event, if you will, or pandemic, that this thing is going to be made by us or the elites, whoever it is. Fine. But we have to allow for a bit of truth to be there. And we can't discount everything as a lie. And I'm only saying this because I'm noticing a dangerous trend in the YouTube community, at least. I don't know about like the outside prepper community, but at least here in the YouTube community, a lot of us are, talking about how if the next pandemic happens, we're not going to believe it. And, and we shouldn't do that at all. Because my thing is, guys, if the next pandemic is real, right? I'm talking about a real concern. It's actually like COVID, but worse, doing some more damage to the population. We can't sit there and go, it's a lie. We can't. Because I think that's what they want out of us. Those of us who like to buck the system, a lot of us who are, fuck the man, fuck this, fuck that. We have to be careful about how we approach the next event that happens, right? Obviously, we got to do our due diligence and do more research and actually look at the outcome of what could happen. And we have to witness it. But we can't sit there and go, fuck them, it's fake, and then we get sick. And then we die. We can't do it. Yeah, Keith, It definitely it'll be a pandemic, but it doesn't matter whether it's a pandemic or not. We still have to use our discretion, right? We have to sit there, guys, and evaluate every situation that happens and not write it off as, well, Klaus Schwab did this. It's not real. Don't do that shit. There were a lot of people during Mr. 19 that stated that it didn't exist. It was fake. And being that I was in the city and I watched people get sick over this, I went to maybe one or two cardiac arrests. Again, not knowing if that was the cause, but again, and watched a lot of people, and including my wife and my kids, get sick, and two of my kids' mother get sick, and then my kids behind that, watching that, I'm like, okay, it was real, but that doesn't mean you need to buy in 100%. Just keep note that, all right, this situation, for example, Ebola. If that thing becomes more contagious, which is not right now, but if it became super contagious like Mr. 19, and we're watching people catch it, pointing fingers and going, look, it's man-made, it's a pandemic, is not going to save your life. Yes, guys, we know it's a pandemic. We have to move past that, and we have to use our heads. We can't sit here and go, it's not real, and then you're fucking being wrapped in plastic and buried in the ground somewhere. Like the scene in Contagion, right? Jude Law's character, he was like, oh, the same shit. They planned this, they did this, they did that, but he wound up being a fraud. But we don't know the way Contagion wrote Jude Law's character was perfect because we don't know. Right now, in the end of the movie, they showed you that it was real and how it started, but whether that for Cynthia concoction he was taking actually worked or not, I like how they left that open. There was no definitive answer, even though the government agent said that he never had the virus. He was never sick. They never said for Cynthia didn't work. So I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. They left it open. And it was good for a director to do such, to leave it open in that manner. But in the real world, we have to be careful. And if something else comes around the corner, guys, we have to be super careful on how we treat it and how we approach it. Now, clearly, guys, if they're telling you that this is way worse than Mr. 19, take that for what it is. And listen, in the beginning, take it for what it is, right? In the beginning, you sit there and you say, listen, they're talking about this shit is real. Then treat it as real until it's proven otherwise. Right? Until it's proven otherwise. So, yeah, I mean, I would rather, guys, treat it as a real thing in the beginning and then turn around and go, all right, it wasn't that big to do, right? Definitely ramp up your immune system, especially, listen, so Katrina, not so much ramp up your immune system or boost it. You don't want to boost your immune system. You want to strengthen your immune system and keep it there, right? Boosting your immune system means you boost it for a short period of time and then it drops off again, right? And then you boost it again and it drops off again. And in between that low period of the graft, my hand graft that I'm using, right? At the low point of it, that's where you could possibly get sick. But if you strengthen your immune system and you keep it up here, you'll be fine. So, of course, guys, if another pandemic comes around, you definitely want to stop eating sugar. Sugar is the first thing you need to stop doing. All of us, every last one of us. Stop eating sugar automatically. We don't need to weaken our body with that bullshit. Secondly, for those of you that are still eating fast food, stop fast food immediately. Matter of fact, stop fast food now. Stop eating the bullshit. Fast food is no good for us, guys. A study out of Italy not confirmed it, but confirmed our suspicion with fast food and how it's bullshit and it's not good for us. Fast food has been found to now not only cause and been proven to cause cancers and all kind of ailment, it now fucks with us psychologically. So I'm trying to find not the article, but I started writing up on it because I'm going to do more. I'm going to do a video on it on the Angry Truth channel. I'm going to do a video on it, but we're going to talk to it real quick. So now, fast food, guys, with all the damages that it causes. Hold on, what the fuck did I do? Did I lose you guys? No. All right. Fast food, guys. Not only like does it cause all the other problems that we know about, right? We know about the fast food, guys. Sorry. Not only like does it cause all not only does it cause all these problems, but it was a study done in 2022 with 11,000 Brazilian adults over a decade found that a correlation between eating ultra-processed foods and worse cognitive function, ability to learn, remember, reason, and solve problems. Now, reason, guys. Look at the shit that we're watching with people getting into fights over stupidity. They have the absentness of reasoning. Now, this is an ultra-processed food study. In Italy, they did a study very close to the one they did in Brazil, and it was the same thing. Found out that eating fast foods, or ultra-processed foods, rather, makes you stupid. Increases your depression, increases anxiety, increases a lot of psychological issues that you might have already or were going to develop. It boosts those factors in your brain. It's damaging the brain every time we eat fast food. Now, I haven't had McDonald's since the last time I had it back in November when I thought I can handle it. I'll have a couple bites. I went into a straight fucking headache. I mean, I had a migraine after eating that shit. I will never touch it again. Now, foods like, believe it or not, Five Guys or In-N-Out burgers or Whataburgers, that beef as of right now is still good, clean beef. They don't process their fries. If I'm not mistaken, Five Guys and In-N-Out burgers, their fries are still natural. Whereas McDonald's fries are processed potatoes. Their potatoes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to say this wrong, are genetically modified to be grown perfect. And they're used, and there's a chemical that's used so that there's no blemishes on these potatoes. The chemicals that are used stays in the potato, according to McDonald's, up to, I think it's 30 days or 60 days. It's some crazy number. So the potatoes have to be put in a room on a shelf, stacked up, and the chemical has to evaporate from the potatoes. There's no such thing, guys, as 100% evaporation from something like a potato or any fruit or vegetable. So you're still consuming some of that chemical on those fries. Right now, according to a couple of sources, Five Guys, In-N-Out, Whataburger, those natural places, they're using natural fries. They're using natural potatoes. So they're almost organic, not quite. They probably still use pesticides and shit like that. But still, it's better than McDonald's fries, which have chemicals on it, or in it rather, sorry. So you have to stay away from McDonald's at all cost, or rather ultra-processed foods. Pop-Tarts, they have some kind of chemical in it that's used for removing paint, if I'm not mistaken. There was a list of it. I'm going to do this list in this video, and I'll probably do a live stream on it as well. We got to stay away from ultra-processed foods. No shit. Chick-fil-A has putty fries, and McDonald's. No, right. So McDonald's is not putty fries. The putty is the chicken McNuggets. That's the ultra-processed meat they use to make chicken nuggets. Now, anybody who's ever made chicken nuggets at home, you know what it looks like versus what you get from McDonald's. That's the putty material. It's more of a liquefied chicken that's put into this little nugget that they fry or bake or whatever the fuck they do to it. So, yeah, man, stop eating fast foods. You want to fuck? And listen, guys, not ladies, men, processed foods and ultra-processed food drops your testosterone. Now, after the age of, 25 or something like that, your testosterone starts to drop. Not dramatically, but it starts dropping. You keep eating fast food, it drops even more. You stress yourself out with the bullshit, it drops some more. You watch porn all the time and you masturbate like it's going out of style, it drops some more. I'm not trying to make this a health thing. I'm going to have that live stream on the Angryprepper Fitness channel, probably coming soon. I gotta figure out when I want to do that one. We're gonna talk about that. But yeah, guys, you want to wake up with a rock hard dick in the morning? Stop eating ultra processed food. Start going for a walk. Start drinking more water. Right, ladies, breast cancer associated with fast foods. Breast cancer is through the fucking roof, and so is ovarian cancers. So keep that in mind when it comes to fast food. As far as fast food goes, guys, it also, if I'm not mistaken, it messes with your testosterone. It boosts estrogen. Now, and a boost in estrogen also can cause, in ladies, breast cancer or an increased risk of breast cancer. Sorry. Yeah, sorry that I went down this fucking this path of trying to be a holistic guru. I'm not. These are just things that I've gotten over time. This is just information that you hold on when you read about shit, right? So this is just this is just what we need to stay away from right now. We need to stay away from this bullshit. And guys, a lot of you will know you have low T. Based on, listen, you'll know when you have low. A guy knows when he has low T. I'm not going to sit here and explain it, at least not on here. Like I said, I was going to do an after-hour live stream. That's where it gets like, we talk like adults, So we'll talk about sex and different things that affect the human bodies, ejaculation, things like that. That's going to be like, the after hours on the Angry Truth channel, right? And that's where we talk real shit. And listen, for some of you guys that have vagina ears, you're not going to want to watch the, Angry Truth After Hours. Because a lot of you guys are like, he's going to burn in hell, the things he's saying, whatever. But, yeah, guys, there's a lot of things we need to stop doing. And the problem is that the elites want us to eat this shit. They want us to discount the next event that's coming. Because if we discount it, we die. And when we die, we are a force that they no longer have to respond to or try to pigeonhole us like they did with the arm ticket. Now we're in the ground, and that's fucking 2, 3, 4, 5,000 less of us because we're now dead. Because we said, because we turned into the QAnon people. That is my point. Don't be a QAnon asshole. I know some of you are, and I just offended you. Oh, the fuck. Well, we can't be those QAnon people. We can't sit there and go, Trump is going to go to the inauguration. I couldn't believe I heard that excuse that Trump was in the inauguration and he was hanging out underneath, and that when Biden puts his hand on the Bible, that he was going to spring into action. Who the fuck do you think Trump is? You think he's like this bionic special forces dude that he's going to spring into action? I couldn't believe I heard that shit. Like, the QAnon people and the flat earthers need to have kids, and then all their kids put on an island, and then never to be heard from again. Because I've never heard such ridiculous, dumb shit. Like, and people like QAnon what? QAnon. It's a bunch of retards that walked around who they believed in the bullshit. They believed in, like, Tom Hanks was a pedophile because of this, and then, like, they look at this, he's sitting in a jail cell, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yo, they were bad. They were up there with flat earthers. And listen, at least with flat earthers, I could sort of get why they're stupid. QAnon people, I couldn't get why they were stupid. They believed everything they were told off a fucking website. Not a website, but a Reddit follow, a Reddit guy. And one of the Reddit guys, he was just a jerk off, man. And I think he got a kick out of making people look stupid. There was a whole documentary on it. And I was like, holy shit, this is real? This is happening? We're entering idiots field? And so now, 2023, we got idiots everywhere. We got fucking idiots. We got liberal idiots running around, fucking screaming. I mean, yo, it's fucking out of control. Out of control. Yeah, Trucker, yes, exactly. Every time you bring up flat Earth, and you're like, so if we're flat, why is the moon a sphere? Why is every planet a sphere but us? They're like, because, and then that's it. That's their, because. I'm like, man, that is one hell of a fucking answer, because. I'm like, why did that happen? Because. I mean, imagine if we went through life saying because. Yo, why did you punch that kid in the face? Because. Did you kill that girl? Because, like, that's not an answer. But this is the fucking answer Flat Earthers give you. Because. I'm like, that's not a fucking answer. I'm like, then why the fuck does the sun move the way it moves? That's just how it is. I'm like, if we were flat and we were... I don't want to get into it because it's just going to piss me off. I can't... I try to understand certain things. Like, I try to give it the benefit of the doubt. I try to understand stupidity, and I can't. Because when I heard stupidity... it hurts my brain and it hurts my heart because my heart is disappointed in my brain that it tried to think as a stupid person. It's just it's insanity to me. Anyway, someone said, Tommy, listen, you know, the whole pedophilia thing with movie stars, we need concrete proof. Don't get me wrong. We know that Hollywood dabbles in the child thing. We know that. But we need to have more concrete proof on who. And when it does happen, nobody calls them out. Like with Charlie Sheen and Corey Feldman. Corey Hames. Right? Nothing came of that. And I don't want to go down that road again. But my point is, guys, is that when something happens, when something is released, whether it's released or it's actual coming from nature, either way, we have to be careful how we respond to it. We can't just have at it. We can't sit there and go, it's fake, that's not real. We can't do that. We have to treat it as it's real in the beginning and see what starts coming out, what information starts coming out, what's happening. Are we actually seeing people keel over and die and bleed out of their fucking every hole in their body, right? Is a person fucking banging their head against the wall or multiple people banging their heads against the wall for no reason, right? If this is Ebola and it's moving at an alarming rate, all right, we know that they tinkered with it and they made it such, but that doesn't matter. What matters is keeping yourself healthy, away from other people, and then when it's all over, then we can come out and start pointing fingers on how they fucking made it so. But at that moment when it's happening, pointing fingers does no one any good. What we need to do is we need to stay abreast of what's going on. Yeah, Northern Girl Hobbies. We did watch it happening, but like when people were screaming about how fake it was, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. At that moment, it doesn't matter. What matters is safeguarding yourself and safeguarding your family. That's all that matters. Now, the arm ticket, that's a different animal altogether. Whatever becomes of this this new thing that gets released, they're going to have an arm ticket wrapped in a bow, ready to rock and roll. And that, I don't care what happens, I'm not taking it. That they can kiss my dick on. You know? Because I know what that's about. And the simple fact, guys, that they are fucking with us every fucking turn they get. We cannot sit there and get scared enough, because they will. Listen, for every last one of you guys that are on here that didn't take the arm ticket the first round, because believe it or not, there are going to be more rounds coming. But you didn't take the arm ticket the first time. A lot of you are going to be scared into taking it the second time. Mark my fucking words. You can only... People will break under the next one. Guarantee it. It's without a doubt. Again, I watched cowards prevail here in New York City. We are undoubtedly going to see more cowards prevail when the new thing is released. And don't get me wrong, man. If a family member gets sick, if somebody actually dies from the next round of shit, I could see people being pressured to take it. Jack Daniels, I like that. He said Dak Daniels. Very good. What's going on? But we have to be careful, guys, not to step into bullshit. But we also we have to stay strong. That is the bigger point to this whole live stream, is that they're going to weaken us every fucking turn they come around. Every turn they come around, they're gonna fucking hammer us, and they're gonna try their hardest. And some of you are going to fall. It's just mathematical probabilities of not most of, but more of you guys fall. I don't know how many more. I'm not gonna say most, But I'm going to say that there are going to be a few of you guys that are going to crack under pressure. Especially if it comes to a point where they don't let you in the supermarkets. More of you are going to crack under pressure. Right? This is why we prepare. So we don't have to worry about that shit. So, right now, guys, I am, by the way, we're at the 27-minute mark, right? I'm trying to see how I can show the Doomsday Prepper episode that I was in so that I can make fun of it as we go along. I'm gonna probably plan it in the next week or two. I got to get my hands on the episode, and then I got to see how I could film it on here so that we can all laugh at it together because it was retardo. But yeah, we'll I definitely want to do that in the next couple of weeks to get it out of the way. I'm not sure how much I can get away with before they demonetize it. I don't care if they demonetize it, but I just don't want them to take it off. So I got to see how much I can play, what I can and can't play. I don't know yet. We will see. Maybe if I break it down, Viking Prepper said do a comment video. I could do a comment video. I think a live stream would be better because you guys would get a kick out of this shit. I know I would. Or rather, you guys can see me get embarrassed as I talk about the stupidity of this. Though, like I said before, Tim Ralston was his name? That guy shot his thumb off. He made me look like a rock star. So, I thank him every chance I get. And I haven't spoken to him in years. But yeah, he was. You know, it's funny. Like a lot of the people on the Doomsday Prepper show, I don't see any of them on YouTube, or I don't hear from any of them anymore. Like I thought some of them would have had a YouTube channel. I think what's his name, Southern Prepper 1. I think he was either a consultant for it or on it. I don't know which one, but I think he might have been involved in that somehow. Do a reenactment? Yeah, right. You look pissed on that show. Kit Carlson, I was pissed because I was annoyed. I was very annoyed because the wife, at that point, she had just had a brain tumor removed, and she was tired, and I didn't want them there long enough, and I was mad that they were there longer than they should have been. So at one point, I was like, "You guys gotta fucking leave, enough," you know. And then they left, and they had to come back a second time. When they came back a second time, she was feeling a lot better, and shit was able to run a little smoother. But again, we'll get into that when I do the when I do the commentary. Paid actors, perhaps. Why did you do it then? Off the wall prepping. I did it because I thought it was going to be cool to, like, a prepper in the city showing how people prep. Nah, man, it was stupid. Fuck that show. It's a fucking asshole. Santiago, yeah, I was hoping that the Meet the Prepper would have came out too, but that's not happening now. That shit is that they probably deleted that whole thing. And listen, it is what it is. I don't care. I thought about it the other day. I was like, it would have been cool if it actually made it on the air, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm at the 8:30 mark. Oh, okay. Southern Prepper 1 and Engineer 775 were consultants. All right. I knew they were involved in it somehow. But both of those fucking assholes, and I'm not saying assholes as in, like, disrespectfully, but both of those assholes gave me the worst rating possible. And the worst rating on the bottom of the screen said, this nigga's going to die. That's all they said. That's how they summed up my calculation. Because at first they weren't involved in it, and then they did a thing where they were giving people a score, and those two fucking chuckleheads, they were like, he's dead. I was like, man. And then I just like, oh, man. And then I fucking, went and started crying and shit. I was like, that's some fucking bullshit, man. But whatever, it is what it is. It was a scoring system. And when we did the show, initially, there was no scoring system. They implemented those two guys. I was like, man, that sucks. Sarita, thank you for that. I just saw your message on Instagram. I'll read it later. But yeah, man, however you can help me out. Yeah. Yeah, no, not this ninja's gonna die. This nigga's gonna die. That's what they said. It was like, Yeah, and it's funny. A lot of us were gonna die. Like not every last one. There was one guy. When I watched the show, I was like, "There's no way they're gonna give him a low score. There's no way." And they gave him a decent score, and I was like, "What the fuck?" His score should have been perfect. I forgot who it was. I think it was the guy with the buses that were like buried underground, and like he had a nice fucking setup, and they didn't give him a great score. But whatever. Chillin'. Do I think Manhattan Henge was real? Yeah, it's real. The fucking sun coming down the street like that? Yeah. It happens twice a year. There's a Manhattan Henge on in Manhattan, in lower Manhattan, not lower Manhattan, sorry, Midtown, like 42nd Street, 34th Street area. Perfect line of sight of the sun. And the second one is more towards the fall on my block. I've gotten a couple pictures. I'm like, yo, there's a fucking Manhattan Henge right here. It's fucking, it comes down the block perfectly. But anyway, yeah, it is real. And it's cool to see. But it's not cool to endure the bullshit that goes along with it. Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit that goes around it. Anyway, guys, here's the deal with the we have to be careful what comes around the corner with these pandemics. We're being lied to, guys, on every front. And the fact that something serious can happen and it could be real, that's the problem. Because we're lied to so often. Everything's a fucking lie. No one knows what to believe with the whole Ukraine-Russia. I don't believe anything that comes out of there. You know, everybody's like money laundering and labs. And there was a guy who was talking about there was a lab in Ukraine that the United States sponsored. They said it was a biolab. I'm like, so they took issue with the biolab in Ukraine, but not the fucking 20 biolabs in Russia and the something 100 biolabs in China. Never mind in between Russia, China, and the other countries that are involved with Russia, rather. Sorry, there are biolabs there. Every country has a biolab. There are other countries, guys, that have a black site lab. These are labs that are doing genetic splicing and fucked up shit that people know about, but they don't fucking acknowledge. Like the United States has a bunch of these labs in other countries, like Asian countries. And these are labs that are trying to grow superhumans. They used to do animal splicing and human splicing. I don't know if they're still doing that anymore. But there were a lot of these labs in those Asian countries doing that. The United States owned a bunch. So did Russia. Nonetheless, guys, we have so many. We're being lied to at every fucking turn. It's insane. And so, what do we believe? Right? Now, there were some things we knew out of the gates. There are 46 labs. Someone said 16, 46 labs. Again, nobody knows how many labs are actually biolabs in the Ukraine. There's no way there were 46 labs. There was no way there was 16. They didn't need that many. They have others around the country, right? And 46 of those numbers came from Russia. So again, I take what Russia says with a grain of salt. I really do. I know that the United States has biolabs all over the world, not just the Ukraine. And so the argument that Russia gave about the Ukraine is bullshit because the United States has biolabs all over the fucking world. All over the world. Including the black site ones. The black site ones. Now, Russia, they have a bunch of black site ones in like the tundra. What is that called? Fucking the no-go zone they have up there. They have a ton up there. Not a ton, but they got a couple up there. Right? No one knows what the exact number is. So anybody that tells me the exact number is this and that, you're full of shit. Because there are hundreds throughout the world. All over the place. Between China, Russia, the United States, the UK, New Zealand, Australia, even South American countries have fucking biolabs. No one has a fucking number. There's no exact number. Siberia, thank you, Pinball. Right, there's a couple up there. And then Kevin Grip goes 42.5. That's very good. I like that one. I like that response. But still, guys, Hillbilly, it's all about control. But the thing is, they're controlling our emotions. Right? So they lie to us all the time. We get fed up, upset, anxious. Then something comes around the corner and we're like, fuck them, they're lying. They always lie to us. It's fucking fake. And then someone sneezes on you. And then you wind up dying. Because we didn't take precautions because we're lied to all the time. We're frustrated. We're angry. We're pissed off. We don't want to believe anything anymore. And then here we go. Motherfucker sneezed on you, and now you're fucking bleeding out your dick, which no guy wants to be bleeding out his dick. I'm 1,000% sure. And now you're bleeding out of your dick. Now what? Right? So we have to still, guys, like Prepping by Faith says, we have to use common sense. We have to take what they're saying, especially if a new pandemic happens. We have to take what they're saying as serious, and then we start evaluating and doing more research as we take the precautions that are needed at that time. To sit there and go, fuck it, and then like start walking outside naked, that is not the approach you want to take. Because guys, they want us dead. Period. So by any means, guys, they're going to use every avenue they possibly can to fulfill that. That means pissing us off to the point where we go, we're not listening anymore. Fuck that. And then we walk outside and lick a fucking wall or some shit. I advise against licking walls and shit, but whatever. Yeah, naked and afraid, except for you're naked and dead, you know? Well, listen, it's good to stay in touch, Northern Girl. Yeah, get rid of your TV, but it's still good to stay in touch to what's going on, you know? Listen, I watch movies, so I don't watch the news much anymore. I watch the news here and there. It's mainly on my computer when I want to do research for a video. That's about the only time, and I look through the post. I look through certain things every now and again and go, oh, that's an interesting article. Like, by the way, guys, being that we have 20 minutes left, I'm going to do a video on something super dangerous. And super dangerous is the cancer drug shortage that is getting bad. We are right now headed towards a disastrous problem with cancer drugs. It is so bad right now, guys, that doctors are rationing cancer drugs. So, doctors are forced to ration and or delay care. A widespread shortage of cancer drugs are forcing doctors to make difficult decisions about how to treat their patients, including rationing doses, turning to other treatment options which are not good and or have more potential for side effects. In places where cancer medications are running low, some patients are being forced to turn to options that may not work as well or don't work with them, right? So keep in mind, guys, some of the chemotherapy that's being used, certain chemotherapies are only used for certain cancers, and then others can be changed out if it doesn't react with the body well. So if you have a lesser cancer but you're using chemotherapy, they have a couple of drugs that they can switch out. Oh, it's making you do this, let's use this. But there are certain chemotherapies where that's the only one that's going to work for that cancer, and they're having a shortage amongst a lot of them. Now, the heavy hitters, there's 5 of them or 6 of them. The heavy hitters are Pluvicto, BCG. Now, BCG is for bladder cancer. Pluvicto is for prostate cancer, men. There's methotrexate and ciplatin. These are 2 chemotherapy drugs. You have fluoracil, Novartis, which is a neuroendocrine tumor therapy to shrink tumors down. And then you have the chemotherapy agent that everybody likes using because it's the best one on the market now, called carboplatin. Now, carboplatin is an important drug, guys, used for many cancer: breast cancer, ovarian, head and neck, lung cancer, and several other cancers that it's also used for. This is Sparkle 99 says, do a 9/11 conspiracy theory video. I will do that on the Angry Truth channel, not the Angryprepper channel, because I have my theories about it. Anyway, so guys, this is a big problem. Now, I'm going to go off for 2 possible treatments that you can do, especially if you were diagnosed early. Sugar, cutting sugar out of your diet. 0 sugar in your diet. Apricot seeds. And there's a couple of other, like turmeric is one that they said is pretty decent with cancer. There's a list of shit that I got to get for this video I want to do. CBDC? No, wait, sorry. The drug, the weed. There's certain weeds that can also shrink tumors and help with cancer problems. These are things, guys, that you should definitely entertain. Now, this is the problem. This is something that we are seeing a shortage, I think, in part because cancer rate is up. CBDs. Yes, thank you, Chris. Thank you, CBD. I was like CBDCs. Crypto. No, what was it? Digital banks. No, not that bullshit. But yes, the weed stuff. CBD. CBDs. Jesus, why do I keep getting it wrong? Anyway, we're seeing a higher cancer rate now, guys, within the last year and a half. Cancer has skyrocketed. That means more treatment. More treatment means less drugs available. Also, which I found to be, this is a motherfucker of an excuse. Listen to this excuse on why. Listen to this excuse why cancer drugs are at a shortage. Now let's see if we can find it. Okay, there's little incentives to invest in generic manufacturing, oftentimes, especially to these older drugs. There isn't a big margin for producing old drugs. There's almost a disincentive. So, guys, being that there's a shortage because there's little incentives to build it or to make them. So they're not making money. They're telling cancer patients, in a nutshell, go fuck yourself. We're not making enough money, so we're not going to make the drugs. That's all I hear. Unfortunately, the profitabilities of this industry is very low and non-existent. A number of firms are going either out of business or they are having quality problems because difficulties of investing in their technology. That's the core underlying reason for the shortage that we're seeing. Oh boy. So, yes, guys, they're telling patients to go fuck themselves. I beat cancer with Bud Light. They're telling patients to pretty much fuck off and go fuck themselves. And there are other ways to definitely treat yourself. The drugs should be, I would think should be a last resort. You should do homeopathic as much as possible to definitely fight off cancers and or shrink tumors. Right? So I'm going to develop the list for this video on what to do. It's probably going to get me in trouble mentioning a couple of items like apricot seeds. You're not supposed to mention that on here, but fuck them. I'll take my chances. Sorry. I'm seeing if I have to take this emergency call, but we'll see. Yes, mushrooms as well. They definitely work. There's a lot of shit that works, guys. There's a lot of shit out there that does work over drugs. I think we shouldn't just run to drugs right away. I think we should, again, homeopathic. Hell, you know what? Forget about it. We should eat healthier. How about that? Problem solved. We eat healthier. We stop eating these ultra-processed food, which is causing cancer. We should stop taking these arm tickets that are being forced upon many people to take. According to John Hopkins, cancer has gone up. No, sorry, Sloan Kettleman. They said cancer was up 300% in the last year. 300%. So yeah, eating healthy, guys, is the way to go. I'm almost 1,000% sure the cancer issue is food related, arm ticket related. Sorry. I'm so late again. Online subscriber, you can catch up. Peach Pit Core as well. Peach Pit is another one. Listen, like, there's a lot of natural shit out there that we can combat. And then the other thing too is like the internet, guys. The internet is part of the problem. I think the technology we're using. I think the driving home. I'll behave. All right, Hudson Valley. Thank you. How much did people increase processed foods the last 2 years? Cancer numbers go up. Yeah. My mother spark. That's a good point actually. How much did people increase their processed food? Yeah. Because people were eating out more, like McDonald's fucking went up. Yeah, because people were eating out of McDonald's and shit over the what you call it, the pandemic as well. That is true. That could also be adding to it as well. Because again, look at the chemicals in the shit that are in the food, right? Hey, sorry for turning this into a fucking, like a food thing. Oh, don't eat this and sound like a bitch, but that's where this fucking conversation went. So, guys, the debt ceiling issue. I know Pinball's been pretty on point with that. So that's a channel to watch when you want to talk about debt ceiling. I am understanding it a lot better now than before as far as the negotiations go. I mean, I think we all understand debt ceiling, but as far as this stupid game they're fucking playing, it looks like people like, oh, they're not going to get it in time. Be easy. They'll do it in time. This is probably just another thing to get your fucking anxiety up. Because they're like, if this happens, the world's going to fucking implode. No, it's not. We've been here before. It's okay. It'll be fine. I know what's her name said that we haven't, and we've been here before. We've been to this line bullshit. So, Pinball, who's that? Yeah. All right, sorry, trying to read some of the chats. Yeah, Pinball has a very good channel. When will you show without a shirt? Why would I show without? Why would I be sitting here talking about prepping shit nonsense? Shit. Yeah, why would I be sitting here and fucking like this and then take my shirt off and be like, hey, look at my fucking six. No. First of all, I don't have a six pack quite yet. It's getting there, though. I looked in the mirror the other day. I was like, I think I see something, But, yeah. I'm getting, and then someone said, leave your shirt off. I'm not taking my shirt off. I'm just saying, why would I? Like, someone's like, when are you going to, why would I do that, Like, first of all, even if I'm doing a video and I'm chopping wood, I'm 1,000% sure if I do have my shirt off, that might be the only time I'm doing it. And you're never going to see a video of me chopping wood in the summertime. Nope. That's silly. All right, guys. So I might have to cancel my Angry Truth channel video tonight. But I will have my Wednesday morning session. I might be canceling my session. I will know in the next couple of minutes. Anyway, with that, guys, I will see. I'm going to end it early. I'm going to end it 10 minutes early so I can start the other one on time. If I do not start at 9 o'clock, that means I have to handle an emergency. All right, guys, other than that, lonely women, whatever. I'm not showing you guys shit. But I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow morning.